青春之声跨越国界，共话未来。
Let us use the voice of youth.
Cross national borders and talk about the future together.
In China, I would say technology is efficient, to answer your question. Our life is just, we'll find new jobs, we'll be created. Look, nowadays we have new jobs everywhere. That's the future. Human has always lived to surpass itself. Humanity has always lived to surpass itself.
You were an IT engineer, and now you are also a media blogger. So it's quite a shift from traditional industry to a new industry. So have you experienced any difference in your professional feelings, and has this transition had any impact on your personal growth and career?
Well, basically in France, the thing I liked with my job is I was IT consultant. Okay, I was not just a developer. Maybe my technical part was like 50% of my work, 40%, and the other part was communication with clients, customers. There was a lot of communication, a lot of management. It was not only IT. So in that kind of job, if you're a consultant, you have to have these skills. You have to sell your project to the customer also.
Yeah.
Not when I mean sell, you're not commercial, but you still have to bring a value to it. And the most important part of my job was to explain the technical part to the functional part. It means you have to know the technical, and you have to know how to translate that technical, that IT stuff to normal language for the customer to understand. In fact, that's actually what you do when you do some videos about IT or tech. You translate what people don't know into something they can know. So there was not much transition in terms of skills, right? Of course, in terms of job and employment and money, there was some transition. But if you work hard, and now I'm living with much less money than I had in Paris, of course. But I live better, actually. Because I will not say life in China is cheaper, because actually in Beijing the rent is kind of chabudo, how's it in English? Chabudo? Equivalent.
Equivalent.
But in China the food, you can find some very good food, very cheap and very healthy. The canteen in Tsinghua is amazing, I love it. And actually in any school in China, in Hebei, actually was also nice. And I went to other schools to eat canteen. It was also nice. All the time it's balanced food and good. What I mean is, even the restaurants are not so expensive in China, and you can find some local, good, delicious restaurants for a reasonable price. So apart from the rent in China, in Beijing mostly, you can actually live a life with less money than Paris, yes. Because in Paris, actually, my life, even if I had average plus salary, I would say, not so good but not so bad. I had to cook myself every day,
Because it's too expensive to eat in the restaurant?
Exactly, it's too expensive to eat in the restaurant. You cannot eat in the restaurant every day. It will cost at least 20 euro each meal. 20 euro is 160 yuan.
Yeah.
So 160 yuan in China, you can get a whole menu for 2 people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so skills and life, it was some change, but you can adapt, I think.
So, you study journalism at Tsinghua University, and you also mentioned you had some Chinese and English friends. Have they provided any help for what you were doing right now?
They made me rethink a lot. Actually, the classes I've done in Tsinghua made me rethink how I should treat media. Basically, I had started some Xiaohongshu and Douyin account. It was working okay, but I stopped at some point because I didn't like it, because I didn't have the quality and content I wanted. So I just deleted that. recently,
Uh-huh.
and I know I'm thinking about how to start again, but better, not in with all the experience I can get from my friends in Tsinghua and the Global Business Journalism program. That is a program in the School of Journalism and Communication of Tsinghua. With all this experience, I will think about new topics and content that will satisfy me. Okay, so thanks to them, I reshaped my vision of media. Yes, it's not new media, especially. It's not something that you can just post anything you want. Okay, you can do that actually, but in a non-professional way, it will be fine for you if you want. Like I had before, just share whatever you want.
Yeah, do it for fun.
For fun, exactly. But if you want something that people watch, my rule now is if you want something that people watch, it must be attractive to you. If you don't want to watch it, why will other people watch it?
Right.
You know
That's
what
true.
I mean? That's the main rule of media. So I will think what I want to do in ultimately is to do some documentary about serious topic about China. No, when I mean serious, it doesn't have to be serious, but something that bring value. For example, something that in the West we don't know. Or even Chinese people don't know, because you don't know everything. Your country is so big, you can learn anything everywhere, right?
Right, that's
For
true.
example, I don't know, a documentary about taking a car for 1 month or 7 days in Gansu for the Silk Road. That would be amazing. Or a documentary about living 1 week as a Shaolin monk in Zhengzhou, nearby Zhengzhou. The thing I wanted to do is taking a bike from Chengdu to Yunnan.
Ride a bike from
yeah.
Chengdu to Yunnan.
That would be amazing. But maybe there will be a lot of technology problem, yeah. Because you have to. I want to do that in stream, for example. I always love streaming more than video actually. It's
Why
much
is that?
harder because you have a direct connection with the chat and you can
see.
interact.
I see.
While when you make video, it has to be perfect, edited, and there's a little latency between you and the community. But like, if I could have, for example, a bike with a phone and a camera, I can even do that alone, you know, and take my bike while streaming from Chengdu to Yunnan, maybe like Kunming. I think it will take like around 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It would be amazing. I think I would watch that if I was in the audience and I see someone riding a bike from Yunnan to from Chengdu to Yunnan. I would watch that live stream as much as I can. Yeah,
That would be pretty
and
attractive.
interacting with locals, you know. So yeah, but perhaps I will not understand locals. They will have just a very strong accent, I guess.
Right.
Or yeah, local language.
Yeah, you can introduce the whole beautiful scene
It must be so beautiful.
and delicious cuisine
Yes.
all along the road.
Everywhere in China, I will say, but yeah, all around the road.
Yeah. So next question, where are we?
AI, I guess.
From the perspective of a tech blogger, how do you think technology is changing human life and work styles? And in the field of tech exploration, are there any impressive changes you've noticed in China? And I think that's a serious question.
Yeah. Thing is, in China, everything is so fast, you know. And the technology is also so fast. Everything is evolving so at a pace. Compared to France, we are like, in the term of technology, okay, just technology.
Yeah.
In France, we are like decades behind China.
Really?
Yeah, at least 10 years.
From which perspectives?
Just like convenience, life. If you want to pay with WeChat you can do everything. It's called a super app by Elon Musk because WeChat can do anything. Just WeChat is something technology that provides everything. In China, if you have a phone, you can do anything. In France, I see even people using map sometimes, like real map. Yeah, nowadays less, but old people mostly. If you want to pay and someone tell you, oh, only cash, only bank card. You're like, really? And if you want to take, for example, my hometown, we only have a bus. So from my little city in my hometown that has 6,000 people, to my biggest city nearby me that has 200,000 people. So H1, yeah. There's only one bus going there every hour. Yeah. While in China, there's Beijing, a city as big as 20 Paris.
Right.
I mean, just the main part of Beijing, and you can take a subway anywhere. It's like so crazy. So in terms of, it's so convenient in China. Everything is technologically prepared for that. And even if you go to hospital, for example, hospital, it's everything in the technology is on point. So there is no like delay or loss of time. It's so efficiency. So in hospital, you want to. I remember my back hurt at some point because I have a back, like a scoliosis, and I went to the doctor. In like 1 hour, I meet the doctor. I made the radio. I go back to the doctor. He checked my radio. He told me, "Oh, this is bad." Okay, I know it because it's my back. and then finish. And he gave me medicine in 1 hour. In France, I will have to meet like a doctor. The doctor will send me to a radio center. It will take just to meet the doctor. It will take 1 month. Sometimes 2 weeks. And if you want to be very fast, 5 days. But it will be around doctor. Then take appointment to the radio center. It will take another like 2 weeks, sometimes even 2 months. From 2 weeks to 2
I see.
months.
So they're separate.
They are separate. Yes,
agencies.
there's like a general doctor and send you to like a special place. And then the doctor will take appointment for you like just after you have to go back to him. So sometimes it's very not efficient. So in China, I would say technology is efficient, to answer your question. And how it changed life of our life is just. I was not here in China like in 2010, you know, like 20 years ago. But I guess everything changed. And much more than how it changed in France. Do you know my point is like, in France we are still living, we have new technology, but we are still living like slowly by slowly. And changing the technology slowly by slowly. But in China everything changed in 20 years. I think.
And why do you think is that?
Because as the GDP is increasing a lot, so there's a lot of research and development.
So it's mainly because of the economy.
Economy, research and development, and the people. It's also a mentality of people.
Mentality
State of
of
mind,
people.
yeah, mentality of people. French people are kind of conservative in their like own comfort and own old way of life, like this old school vibe, you know. Of school vibe, while Chinese people tends to agree with change and go ahead, go forward.
I see.
While French people were more like, but what if we use our face for the subways? They will track our face, and we cannot, be like this. We want freedom. It's just a subway. It's nice to open your subway with your face, no? Or with your phone. I use subway ticket in France or card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've used that too.
Expensive, right? It's so expensive.
So after you introduced the technology situation in China to your friends and families back in France, what are their attitudes and
They can't
opinions?
believe it. Like, I think if you don't come to China to experience that, you cannot believe. And like, you see all these posts in social media, especially X, where you have this kind of many lights, many big buildings in China, and people they think it's only this, but they don't have this elsewhere in the world, you know. I think it's nice to share that China has evolved a lot, and I think they don't really know how it is. You have to come to know that. Even if you see the photos, it's not what you think. But of course, it's not only that, okay? But in a term of technology, I think it's one of the most advanced one right now.
Sure.
I can talk about one more point for technology. A lot of network everywhere. The country is networked a lot. So when I mean network is 4G, 5G, you get that everywhere. Even like when I was in the middle of the sea, there was an antenna for me, and my phone I had 4G or even 5G. I was in a small city in Guangxi called in the north of Nanning. There was a small city. I went there in the mountain. I had network, and I heard also from a speech from a Yunnan professor. Actually, it's a professor that went to Yunnan to teach young kids from poor villages, and she told me that they also had network perfectly. What I mean is, China will not see if it's useful or not sometimes to bring the technology. Even if they lose money, they will do it.
Hmm.
Yes, I feel that's very nice. They will bring technology to people, even if it's not worth the money or the investment,
Yeah.
because it's public. Yes.
How do you say is the relationship between bringing new technology and bringing people out of poverty?
Well, in a way that's linked. If the government is willing to support technology to poor people in villages, it means they will be available to access more resources. Internet, internet mostly is it's resources in all the world, but also like convenience, food, like when I mean food is like fast food or like electricity that can make boiling water is the most important part. Like instead of boiling water by fire, you can boil water with a boiling machine. So yeah, I think technology is something that will help poor people. It's a very important point. Yeah.
Currently, artificial intelligence is receiving worldwide attention, and its applications in various scenarios are subtly influencing our lives. How do you think people should view that idea that AI will be everywhere?
That's a big topic. You know, when I talk about AI last time in the forum you mentioned before, Taijo, people must understand we are just in the tip of the iceberg of AI. We maybe know only less than 1% of AI. We only use 1% of AI right now. We just use AI to make text for us, right? Almost in medicine sometime. Anyway, we start to develop the sectors. Like, think about how many sectors, how many fields of work will be impacted by AI. It can be IT. Nowadays, IT, we struggle to find job if it's not AI, because you can find a development just with AI.
Yeah.
It can be medicine. Imagine you have an online doctor that prescribe right medicine comparing to a normal doctor where you have to make an appointment and pay a lot. Or even like a robot that makes surgery. There was a robot that performed the surgery, I think, a few months ago. It can be in education. AI teacher, why not? I mean, and also education, like when I want to know a topic, for example, recently I have economy class, and I felt that AI helped me a lot to understand everything. And you can talk to the AI. You have to know how to talk exactly, but you have to ask the right question. You need to think that it's just someone in front of you, and if you don't understand this topic or this topic, just ask the right question. It can also be, of course, in all the industry, or even the genie civil. How to say that? Like the civil, just the city, the control of the city. Basically, you have to know that. I think in Suzhou they are using AI to manage the city. I saw in the river they will have a drone that will go on the river to check which spot have, for example, too much algae, or which car is parked in the wrong way, and it will automatically send a message to the phone number of the driver according to the license plate to tell your park is not well parked, so you have to move it. It's like a warning. So AI can change everything and gain a lot of time. Now we need to learn how to use it. The problem of AI right now is it's it's being a little going in the wrong way, but it will change soon. Don't worry. When I say the wrong way, it's like you want AI to do the chores you cannot do yourself. You want AI to cook for you. You want AI to wash your apartment, right? You don't want AI to replace your work and make you, I don't know, if you're a designer, make your design for you, or if you are an IT, make your code for you, right? So right now it's the opposite of what it should be, AI. AI is doing your work and you are doing your chores.
I see.
So yeah, let's wait. If you take images from image generation of AI 2 years ago and now, you will see the difference is already incredible. And I tell you, it's still 1%.
It's still 1%.
Yes.
So how do you see the future relationship between human and AI, and especially on the, I mean, some people are saying that AI would replace people from their jobs, causing people losing jobs. How do you think is that?
I think we will adapt. We always adapt. Humans always adapt to the situation. We'll just find another way to be useful. I mean, we'll find new jobs will be created. Look, nowadays we have new jobs everywhere. Also, all people will not be able to adapt to AI so easily. So there will be like maybe like some young people that will help old people to transition. Yeah, there will be new job created. Don't worry. Even if you lose your job, there will always be new jobs. The only problem that should be is how it will be managed. I think government should help people that will lose their job because of new technologies. Yes.
Okay, so you are 100% positive about the development of the technology.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the future. I mean, human has always lived to surpass itself. Humanity has always lived to surpass itself. So, yeah, we should evolve.
Are you now using AI in your daily life?
Sure.
What kinds of?
Just ChatGPT. Just asking question about some topics I need.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to make let's say an essay, okay, I will not do as what teachers think I do. I will not ask the question and say, "Oh, write me an essay." That's not how it works. But yeah, I will use it. You want to? Okay, I will tell you how I use it then. If I don't use it like this, so first you have to make a plan, okay? Then you have to describe the situation and the topic and what you have and what you want. This maybe will take like let's say 200 words. You talk to the AI for 200 words about what you want. Then you make the plan, then he will fill the plan with what you want, and then you have to reshape and rethink every part of what he asks you to do. Instead of letting him do it, because there will always be mistake. You have to make it yourself and reshape it with him. It's like just if you are talking with you and me. Just think I am an AI and I'm helping you to make a podcast right now.
So you get inspired by ChatGPT.
No, it's just like you are working with someone.
Ah.
He's someone. He's not an AI. That's how you should treat it.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone very smart.
Yeah. Have a lot of knowledge.
Yes. A lot of knowledge, but makes a lot of mistakes. So you have to be careful of that. Yeah.